Hi, it's Ashley from AB Sound Advice. Today we're doing a product preview on the DD Audio DM1500a monoblock amplifier. In the past we'd done the DM500-1000 and I think we've done the 2500, I'm not 100% sure, but we now finally have a 1500a that we can finally give you a look at. So this is a very popular model. Again, they're always out of stock, and it's very difficult at this time to find these products so we can even make these videos so you guys can see them. So the DM1500a is effectively a monoblock, as I mentioned. At 4 ohm you're dealing with 580, at 2 ohm 1000 watts, and at 1 ohm 1500, and its full dynamic wattage is at 2300. It is 230 amp maximum draw. Frequency response 15 through to 200 Hz. We have a signal noise ratio of 85 dB, dampening factor of 150, and RCA voltage sensitivity 4 volt through to 0.1. And we have a bass controller, which you can see here, and we also has the clipping light and the power, and it's got the little lights to notify you of any issues. It has a 0 gauge input for the power side and 10 gauge for the speaker out, and its dimensions are 350 by 175 by 55 millimeter. So it just gives you an idea. In this part of the world, they're around about the 670, 680 mark, and depending on where you live, that price will vary. And again, being DD audio, it is a very high quality product. So if you're looking for something substantial, you're certainly not going to go wrong with the DD audio product. As I said, been around for over 30 odd years, specializing in American made products and subwoofers, amplifiers, speakers, a very big range of high-end products that they provide. So the DM1500 is again one of those top quality products that DD make. So let's have a look, and let's go down. The first off, we'll go down the end where the RCA is going. So you can see here you've got your input left and right, gain, subsonic, remote in, your low level pass. You can do it in a main, or you can strap them, so you can obviously shoot off to another one and then double up the power, which is another very cool feature. And this thing actually does weigh quite a bit, so certainly very substantial. You can see ground, 12 volts, and your remote for turning it on and off. Your sub, you see 2 negatives and 2 pluses, so you can either just use one of them if you bridge down at the sub, or you can put the 2 different coils, so your 2 negatives and your 2 pluses there, depending on how you've configured your system. And then on the other side of it, we'll bring this up close so you can see the remote, and I think it's a very cool feature. You've got your low volt warning you the voltage is getting low, the clipping, and your power light, and that's very valuable. You don't want to end up putting your amplifier into thermal overload and causing a fire. So DD do think of everything. I think it's very important these days. Clipping's just one thing for protecting the subwoofer, and the low voltage is in another situation where you're protecting your amplifier. So something to definitely consider. And it's to be expected at this level. I mean, DD make high quality products, and I do very much like the power light. The clipping light's very popular, and of course the low voltage light is another very cool feature, just to warn you that it might be a good idea to turn the system off before you start your car, or if you get into those sorts of levels, you don't want to put your amplifier into thermal, and you end up having a reaction. Your poor little amplifier cools it a day, and that's something to be very conscious of. Power systems play a very big part, of course. You want to make sure you've got a nice, good quality battery, and that your power system is able to take on this sort of power. So if you'd like to find out more information about the DM1500a, you can duck onto hifihq.co.nz for New Zealand, or hifihq.com.au for Australia. And if you're outside those zones, you can duck into ddaudio.com. So I hope you've enjoyed today's short little product review, or preview, sorry, of the DM1500a. And again, thank you for tuning into AB Sound Advice.